Hello and welcome back to Adventure's Edge.
Oh. Hello.
Thanks for joining us. My name's Don.
I'm Rochelle.
And we are back to continue on with the further adventures of Jeannie Applebottom.
Woohoo!
In our second one-on-one adventure.
And continuing the playtest.
And continuing the playtest. Very exciting stuff.
Changes have been made.
Just a few things. Well, kind of dramatically things. We've been playtesting with our other group, and I've been absorbing feedback and making changes as we go. So probably really don't need to talk about that here, though, right now.
Nope.
It's all right. We're all good. So
just if I seem like confused again more, it's his fault.
I accept that. I fully accept that. But we're just here to have some fun. We took obviously a few weeks off, and now we are ready to carry on with this adventure in our. I feel like I still need to call this something besides just a longer prelude to season 3, but I don't know what it is yet. So we are going to be playing another published adventure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was looking for one-on-one adventures. Again, not a million of them out there. And I found one that I remember running as a group adventure, like mid-90s. This is from a dungeon magazine. Again, fantastic resource if you've not mined these old magazines for great adventures. This is 1995. We're going to be playing NBOD's Room by Jeff Crook.
Okay.
Yep, that's all I'm going to tell you. So,
fortunately, I also played that in the mid-90s, and I remember every single detail.
That would be incredibly awkward if that were true. I didn't tell you until right now what we were playing.
No, you didn't, but I so wish it were true because I just...
that was my favorite adventure.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay.
So we are going to be picking up with Jeannie Applebottom, and we're going to be picking up a few weeks after the Spellbook Masquerade, and some things have happened, of which we've discussed briefly. So we should probably catch our fans up with what's been going on with Jeannie.
Maybe we should just call them listeners. I hesitate to call anybody a fan at this point. Maybe we should just call them listeners.
Listeners, okay.
If people start sending you messages, or posting on the social media, then maybe they can be called fans. At this point, they're just listeners.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to be like, whoa. Nobody said I was a fan.
Okay.
I'm just listening right now, okay? I'm not ready to take it to the next level.
Well, we do appreciate hearing from anybody who's listening to our show. So thank you very much for continuing on with our journeys. So, Jeannie, do you feel comfortable catching people up with what's going on?
Well, I can try if you want to fill in the gaps. So, when I returned to Vester with the book, and I told him about all that happened, and that there was another masked person, the vampire at the masquerade, who was also trying to take this book and evidently knew about it. He was very, very concerned, and he's evidently prone to some worry and anxiety, and I would say maybe just even a little bit freaked out about it.
Rightly so.
And so he then asked if I would prolong our arrangement here and see if I would be willing to look in and try and determine who might have been this visitor or this guest at the masquerade monster ball who was also trying to take the book.
Right.
So I requested a leave of absence from my current position with the circus. And because I'm such a valued employee, they have generously extended that to me. I will be catching up with them down the road. And I've been going through the guest list that Vester has somehow acquired. I'm not clear on that particular point. Trying to find out who was there and if they were the vampire, feeling confident that I would recognize the vampire upon encountering him. And if a particular guest sent somebody else in their place, why they weren't there and who might they have sent in their stead.
I think you said that accurately, perfectly, even though we covered it once. So
all right.
Great job. So you have, you've had it, basically you've already gone through easily well over half the guest list.
It's tedious. It is not the sort of work that Jeannie enjoys, but apparently she's got a soft spot for Vester.
Apparently.
Maybe it's just Francis.
Yeah, you keep coming back for the cat.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you have been, making your way around the city, becoming more and more familiar with this booming metropolis. I mean, this is a huge city, definitely the biggest city you've been to. Again, one of the largest cities in Western S. There's only a couple that rival it in size. 90,000 inhabitants at least. I think we've talked a little bit about it, and we'll continue to give you little insights into it here and there. But we're going to be picking up on. I presented you the map here.
Yes.
This map is going to be continually evolving because as I continue to embellish it and add more buildings and decor and whatnot. So we're going to be picking up, though, on the east side of the river.
Wait, I do have a couple of housekeeping questions.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Since the circus is going to be moving on, where am I staying?
That's a great question. You have probably been staying in various inns.
Oh, who's footing the bill for that?
I suppose Vester can help out with that. I mean, presumably he's paying you for your efforts.
All right.
Okay.
And I am also assuming that I am availing myself of the ample opportunities to supplement my income here in this booming metropolis.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. That will be our third adventure when the local Thieves Guild comes and shakes you down. But we'll get to that.
Okay.
So, yeah, you've managed to keep yourself alive and thriving and fed and housed for these last few weeks.
Okay.
And Investor has given you, I guess we'll call it on a salary, a daily rate to continue working out of
per diem
out of his savings. Okay, so we are going to be picking up on the east side of Kingsbridge, on the East River, down in the Port District.
Okay.
Where you are going to the Gray Minstrel Inn. The co-proprietor is on the list. Supposedly, he and his wife were both invited to the party, and this inn tavern serves extensively the Kincaid line of ales.
Somebody really needs to help them with marketing.
What do you mean?
Gray Minstrel?
Gray Minstrel Inn, yes.
That sounds horrible and depressing.
Well, there's a story behind it.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, sorry.
All right, I'm going to go minor tangent because I mentioned it before, where I've populated the city with these old establishments from the city books.
Oh, yes.
Yes. They're by Flying Buffalo. They came out, gosh, I think that was also early 90s. Maybe I have to go look and see the dates. Maybe even late 80s. I have loved those books forever. So every time I build a giant city, I grab all that stuff and I throw them in my cities because they're fun. And this was in their first book, Butcher, Baker, and Candlestick Maker, and it's the Grey Minstrel Inn.
Okay.
You could make a knowledge check to see if you wanted to know why it's named that.
Yes, Jeannie absolutely will do that. That's not great. So, what? That would be regional knowledge?
Yeah, so because of the way we've changed now, this would be general knowledge that you'd be rolling on, but if you had regional knowledge in the region, then you would get to roll with bonus edge, which you don't have Kingsbridge as a region, I believe. No.
Well, I actually just have regional knowledge with an X, but I don't have anything identified. So,
Oh,
I guess that was an oversight on our part. And
probably. Well, it's because I don't know if we established where Jeannie's from.
no,
Where did Jeannie grow up? I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't actually establish that. That's a oopsie.
I mean, we made it sound from the very beginning that Jeannie was not from Kingsbridge.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have to fill that in. We can help you figure out where Jeannie is from.
Okay, but either way, so if it's just a straight roll, then that would be the 6 plus 8 is 14.
Okay, so you don't know because that would be very specific local knowledge. So
okay.
I was going to set the DC at that. Actually, I was going to go with 20 only because they do have a reputation. But okay.
Well, then as Jeannie makes her way to the Grey Minstrel Inn, she thinks that is a stupid name for an inn, that I would never choose to go there because that just sounds like a really depressing, dank kind of place.
Well, there you go. So you've arrived at the Grey Minstrel. And I don't want to spend time like describing all the different districts, but this is like a lower middle class district. And you can smell the ocean from here. You're basically like 4 blocks from the docks. Very active. And I'm assuming you're going to be probably going, I don't know, we'll just say around noon.
Okay.
Lunch hour type. So
does it look depressing from the outside?
No, it doesn't actually. It's actually a really large building. It's a big 2-story brick building with it's a brickwood building. The upper half is painted white. It's got like wood slat roofs, and it's got a long balcony across the front of the building that overlooks the road here. And there's several entrances. There's an office check-in entrance, and then there's the tavern entrance, because this is actually an inn and a large tavern separate. And the sign out front it's a painted sort of ghostly apparition of a bard holding, I think it's a mandolin. I forget. It's anyway, like strumming something, this ghostly figure, and it says Grey Minstrel. So it's supposed to be like this ghostly bard. That's where the name comes from.
Great.
Mm-hmm. So you you see a couple kind of,
and so Jeannie immediately thinks, was this the couple that was dressed in the white sheets as ghosts?
Look at you thinking. All right, so you step through what do you want to do? We'll just start.
Well, I guess I'll step into the office.
All right. Passing beneath the sign through the doors to the office, you step through. It's actually pretty inviting, well cared for room. There's a counter there where there's kind of a stocky, tired looking man dressed in blue tunic and tousled hair. And there's like a nice big green rug, and there's a sign behind him, kind of not a sign, but like a larger painting of this Grey Minstrel sort of floating above the inn, which somebody did a nice job on that. It is looking a little weathered a bit. There's a door to the right that you can hear leads to the tavern. It's not raucous by any means, but you do hear like a low hubbub of people probably in there getting lunch or early drinks. And two of the things of note, on the counter where the guy's kind of standing, there's a fish bowl with looks like a little orange fish. And you also immediately note on a small bench to the wall, to the west wall. Actually, there's several other doors, but a small bench. There's a young girl sitting there with blonde curls, sucking on some stick candy.
Is it that same little kid from the party?
I mean, you think so, yeah.
Oh,
She's not,
no.
she's not in costume, obviously.
No.
She looks up at you, and the guy behind the counter kind of straightens a bit and says, welcome to the Gray Minstrel. How can I help you? My name's Torm Hillard. I'm the proprietor, or co-proprietor, as you will.
So Jeannie will put on her biggest smile and smile at the darling child.
The child looks up at you in a bit of surprise, and then she kind of smiles a bit too. And then she takes her finger and gives you the little shushing sound, like shh, like, putting her finger over her mouth.
She recognizes me? How does she recognize me from outside my costume? No. Did she do a check?
You actually don't know if she recognized you, but she did smile, and she gives you the little shush sound.
Okay. So then I will just address the co-proprietor and say, well, hello, sir. I am just, I was here to see if you had rooms available.
Oh, he perks up at that. Well, yes, of course we do. Absolutely. How long would you like to stay?
Well, just for the night for now, and then we'll see beyond that.
Perfect. Yeah, let me, he pulls out a small, like a binder and puts it on his counter. Let me get you checked in. Name, please.
Jeannie.
He writes down Jeannie, looks up. It's fine. Yeah, let me get you a room ready.
What is the cost, sir? I should probably know that before I commit.
You absolutely should know that. Let me look up the going rates for a single room.
I'm losing faith in the proprietor for not knowing his own rates, but okay.
Yeah, that will be 4 silver per night.
Good night. What kind of accommodations are these?
Well, exactly. You'll get a very good night.
I just don't even understand. 4 silver? So that 4 crowns?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'll try to get used to saying that.
Does that include dinner, breakfast? Unlimited drinks?
Well, it does not, but we do have a limited food menu for breakfast and dinner. Sometimes we have like a very light lunch, and of course, plenty to drink. Drinks featured by the Kincaid Brewery.
Oh, Kincaid. I've heard of the Kincaid Brewery. Interesting. They're one of several brewers in town. Isn't that correct?
Of course, yes, they are. Although they are one of the larger ones.
And do you carry them exclusively?
Yes, we do. It's part of an arrangement we have with them.
Oh. You get better rates?
Well, yeah, yes, we definitely have a deal with them.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting.
You hear a woman kind of holler around from the next room or back behind. Torm, I need you for a minute. You notice the child kind of perks up and looks in that direction. And he's like, I'm so sorry. Pardon me. I'll be right back. And he will step back around the counter and kind of bustle through the door, leaving you alone with the child for a moment.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously this is not the vampire.
It's not the vampire.
So
she looks over at you and says, "Hi."
Well, hello, little girl.
What are you doing here?
I'm coming to get a room for the night. What are you doing here?
My parents own this place.
Oh, well, how nice for you.
It's nice. I recognize you.
Well, that doesn't seem possible.
I would know you anywhere.
I don't think we've ever met.
You had a little nappy.
I mean, I have taken naps.
In the library, silly. I had some time to really look at you.
Nope, I think you must have me confused. With another dwarf, perhaps?
Why are you really here?
To get a room?
Did you ever figure out about that bad man?
You are asking some awfully strange questions.
She kind of shrugs, sucks on her candy.
What's your name?
Judith.
Judith. So, Judith, why did you tell me to shh before?
I didn't want you to look at me.
Why?
I'm supposed to be not seen.
Why?
She shrugs again. I might be able to help you.
Oh, help me with what?
With whatever it is you're here to do.
Well, that seems like an awfully dangerous job for a young lady.
But I need your help too.
And what would you need my help for?
My dad's not doing well. The ghost problem has really gotten out of hand, and we're losing business. My dad's been drinking a lot.
Oh. Well, that sounds not good.
I can help you if you can help me with the ghost.
And what kind of help would you give me?
What is it you're looking for?
I'm not really feeling inclined to disclose things to this annoying little child. Jeannie likes animals. She's not sure how much she likes little kids. All right. I guess I'm gonna do a sense motive.
Okay. You're trying to figure out, trying to read her, basically.
Yeah. Well, what is that? What is that here? Sense emotions?
Yeah. So you would,
Okay.
if you have that, then
I do. Oh, well, that's a 19. So that's a 27.
wow. Okay. All right. You pause and really turn your attention on this child, studying her, and you sense that there is a degree of sincerity here. She seems to be genuinely worried. But there is also something very peculiar about her. Other than, yes, obviously she seems peculiar for a child, but there is an ephemeral quality to her that you don't really notice without really pausing to stare hard at her.
Oh my gosh. So she's a ghost.
Possibly.
Oh my goodness. This is great. Okay.
She smiles.
Well, I'm just going to ask her. What's her name again?
Judith.
Judith. I need to write that down. Hold on. Well, Judith, I have to ask you an important question.
What's that?
Are you not actually here any longer?
She looks around. What do you mean? I'm right here talking to you.
I know, but can most people not see you?
Most people don't seem to notice me.
Do your parents notice you?
Not really.
I see. Okay, I will help you.
As for the captain's room.
The captain's room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Judith.
She's going to get up, and as her presumed to be her dad, comes walking back in, she will kind of duck through the door as it opens and go down that hall out of sight. So he comes back around the counter. He's like, I'm so sorry, ma'am. We're a bit short-staffed. I'm having to do a lot of things. And you kind of notice at that point, looking at him, the tired lines on his face. And yeah, he seems to be a bit down. But, so where were we?
The captain's room.
Yes, we have that room. Well, yes. Are you sure?
I guess I'm not exactly sure what you mean by adventure seeker. Can you elaborate?
I mean, I assume you're actually here about our ghost problem.
I attempt to feign surprise.
You think you probably do, because he just seems to be, but yeah. So he's like, huh. Well, we have had an issue of for the last several months, well, perhaps even 6 months if you go all the way back, where we have a little haunting that we haven't been able to deal with.
Oh my.
We have tried, naturally. We've had a few different priests in here and other practitioners that have made claims of being able to remove such ghosts with no luck. You were definitely welcome to stay the night, but just you may experience some disruption to your sleep, and that's or not. It's hard to know.
Well, that actually sounds very interesting. Sure. Let's go for the captain's room then. I don't suppose you would go ahead and throw in that breakfast.
You know what? I will, especially if you can provide some insight. He kind of looks you over. I don't suppose you have any expertise with ghosts.
I wouldn't say I have expertise with ghosts, but I do have a few resources at my disposal.
Well, I'll accept it. Let me get our maid in here and have her take you up to the room. We'll get you settled in, and anything you need, she'll help you. So he kind of calls out for Mola to come in, and in a moment she does so. So the maid Mola will come around the corner. Young human woman, seems actually immediately pleasant and smiling. She's got her hair brought back and some simple attire, and she's like, "Oh, well, hello." And Torm will have taken your money at this point if you
Yes,
hand over, so he gets you squared away, and it's like Mola, Miss Jeannie here is going to be staying in the captain's room tonight, and Mola will kind of look surprised. It's like, "Oh, no one stayed in there in weeks."
Well, I guess it's time to open it back up.
Well, okay. Let's go get you settled in. Did you want? Well, let's take you up. So she will look excitedly, and she'll actually kind of point at the fishbowl and say, Jeannie, did you meet Esmeralda yet?"
I did not, and I will nod at Esmeralda and say, "Pleased to meet you, Esmeralda."
Yeah, you casually notice that it's a kind of an exotic-looking gold and white striped fish.
Okay.
It doesn't look like anything you've seen.
Okay.
Okay. So she will lead you through the establishment and take you up some stairs in the back. I'll just show you. I'm not going to walk your pawns around, but the stairs in the
I see them.
top left corner there. And she will lead you up through the winding maze that is the Gray Minstrel Inn, because it is pretty winding. So you get to the top stairs and make your way through a series of halls, and she leads you to a door here.
Okay. I make note of the fire exits.
As well you should. And she will, she's eagerly talking along the way. She's quite the little chatterbox. And so as you're walking, so are you an adventure seeker or a ghost hunter?
No, not really either of those. I just, I heard somebody mention the captain's room at the Gray Minstrel, and I guess I misunderstood and just thought they were talking about some superior accommodations. And
Well, they are fine accommodations, especially if you're into a nautical theme.
Well, and then I got here and asked about them and found out there's hauntings.
Oh, yes. Ever since Captain NBOD disappeared, I'm pretty sure he's been haunting his old room.
Oh.
This used to be his private suite.
Captain NBOD?
NBOD.
NBOD.
That'll be NBOD.
NBOD? Like nobody?
Oh, I never thought about that. How appropriate that was. Yeah. for a ghost. Nobody.
Okay. So these used to be his private.
Oh, yes. He rented this room out, actually for quite a few years,
Oh,
I think. But long before I worked here, and I've been here for 5 years. So he just had it indefinitely rented out up through the middle of this year, and then he vanished and hasn't come back to continue paying. And the owners decided to try to rent it out, and shortly after, well, we've had problems with ghosts.
so when you say vanished, what do you mean? Just stopped showing up here, or was
Well,
there a report of him vanishing at sea, or?
well, he stopped showing up here. He
Ah.
would come here. He was a fairly reputable trader, maybe. I'm not exactly sure what he did, but he had a ship, and which I've heard was abandoned. And he would always be here every at least a couple times a month. Unless he let us know he was going to be traveling farther afield, or a sea, or a wave, however you say that. But no, he hasn't been here.
That's very curious. And where was his ship found?
Oh, well, just in the harbor.
Oh,
It's. I understand it's still just docked.
what about his crew?
I don't know. I assume they've all just moved on.
What was the name of his ship?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I frown at her.
I'm sure you could find out, though, if you go down to the harbor master.
So, just a tip. I think you would be able to tell a much better story if you had a few more details.
Well, I have lots of details about the haunting. We've been hearing crazy noises. We've seen a man with frightening eyes and his grizzled beard and a dark cloak lurking in the halls at night. People have heard strange noises. For the first few months, people would come and stay in the room because they, for the novelty of it. But they would always wake up with something happening, loud noises. Somebody said they heard a tiger. Can you imagine that? I've only heard that the distance from the menagerie, but yeah, a tiger. How scary. Things move around. When I come in to clean, I'll always find things moved a bit.
Quite curious.
I found Esmeralda in this room.
Oh.
She was in the bathtub.
Was the bathtub full?
It was, and it was filled with salt water.
Oh.
So I rescued her, and I think she's good luck. So we've adopted her. So here's your room. The lock shape is like in the shape of an anchor, which makes it readily identifiable. And she'll unlock the door and then hand you an extra key and say, in case you want to lock up behind you. And let's get you settled in.
So I will give her the equivalent of half a crown for a tip.
Okay.
Okay.
So she opens the door and kind of walks inside with you to kind of, point you around. It is a large, well-appointed room, and it has an adjoining, full-size bathroom suite. The things that you would immediately notice is there's a quite large 4-poster bed with 7-foot tall bedposts with the big balls atop, heavy teak wood. Which at the foot of the bed there's a kind of an impressive steel-bound teak chest. And across from that is a big wardrobe. On the south wall, next to the door out to the balcony, there's quite a nice-looking desk and a chair. Next to the bed, there's a nightstand. Next to the door, there's a small little table with a wash bowl. You note in kind of over there on the wall, let's say on the west wall, you see there's a large painting of a ship and a big blue, sea-colored area rug. So it's, a big, comfortable, spacious room. And then she'll kind of take you around to the bathroom, and it's and this will be your bathroom. And pretty much the big centerpiece is a really large copper tub. And she says, get that filled up for you with some hot water if you'd like. And you see there's a nice big like seafoam green rug, a privy, and a nice grooming area with a kind of gilded like gold colored mirror and a place to sit down there, a stool.
Oh,
Yeah.
a hot bath would be excellent.
I will get that ready for you. We'll get the water heated.
Yeah, Jeannie's excited about a hot bath. That sounds great. Let's do that.
There's fresh towels in the wardrobe, and if you need anything, just let me know. I will be around all evening, and you can always go down to the desk and ask.
Well, thank you very much. I would say that I do think you should go find some more details and make that story even better.
I will see what I can do, and she will kind of give you a smile, a little curtsy, and head out into the hall.
All right. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time just kind of checking out this room, like opening everything, seeing if there's any, remnants of personal effects that might have been left and overlooked.
Okay, well, there is a lot happening in the room. So, let's just start with a perception check to just notice.
So perception, just a general perception?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just a straight roll then. Or because I have a check, is it do I have?
It's a straight roll.
Okay. 20.
Okay. So, other than all the obvious things that I've already kind of tried to point out to you, and you can scrutinize each piece individually, the one thing that you notice with that check is that all of the furniture is like bolted to the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that is a recent development, though. Wait, so is the chest bolted through the floor, through the rug?
See, that's what you go by making it embellished. I guess not. I guess the chest is the only thing that's not bolted. So
the bed.
Well, so the bed is bolted at
by the
walls.
At the headboard. Okay.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll let you make another check just make a general knowledge check for this, or you could make a technical knowledge if you wanted.
Well, I don't have anything in technical. My general is better.
Okay.
So is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a 16, and if I add the general, that's a +8, so 24.
Wow. Okay. You don't think it's recently bolted.
Oh.
You think that it's an aesthetic.
Oh, because it's a ship captain, and they didn't
Yep.
want things sliding around, blah, 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 blah. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So then how do they, I guess when she said things are moved around, she wasn't talking about the furniture.
She must not have been talking about the furniture.
Okay.
So, what do you want to do? You said you want to start looking around. So
yep. I'm gonna look under the bed, see if I can look under the mattress.
Okay. So you check under the bed, and other than some little dust bunnies, nothing under the bed, and we'll assume you just search pretty thoroughly, and there's nothing under the mattress. You do observe that the bed seems to be looks to be very comfortable, although the mattress is probably rather ordinary. Other than there's these the frame itself is just really impressive. It's not something you would expect to find in your middle class hotel. It's probably a very expensive bed.
Okay. I will check the frame itself, especially the balls, and see if those are removable in any way.
Okay. Sure. You have to kind of. Well, I suppose if you stand on the bed because you're 5 feet tall.
Yeah, I'll climb on whatever I need to.
Okay. So you hop up on the bed, and it's like, oh, this is actually pretty comfortable. And check the balls.
I take my shoes off before I climb on the bed, though.
All right, good call. And yeah, I mean, the balls, I don't know which one you do first. We'll just...
I will start at the top right corner and move clockwise.
Okay. Yeah, the balls, they do unscrew. They're pretty tight. So, I mean, but I'm not going to make you check. You reach up and you're like, it's got to unscrew. And then sure enough, it takes a bit of effort. And that's like a really long screw. So it takes you a few minutes and you get the first one out.
I'm looking down. I'm looking for anything.
Okay. So you make your way around, unscrewing ball after ball, deconstructing the room. Give me another perception check.
That is a 14 plus my 8, so a 22.
Okay. So the last ball, the northwest.
Okay, great.
I know, that was kind of funny. You unscrew it. It unscrews just like the rest. And you assume you're like filling the top. Because these are probably like, I don't know, 6-inch diameter posts.
Large, yeah.
Yeah, large. You fill the top and, there's the screw hole, but next to the screw hole, there is a hollow.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like it's about like 1.5 inches wide.
Okay.
And you can kind of put your finger in there. And you feel like some paper.
I pull the paper out.
You pull it out, and it's like a rolled up, almost like a scroll, rolled up piece of paper.
Are you going to literally make me tell you? I unroll the paper and I read it.
You know what? You can't make too many assumptions. All right, you plop on the bed, roll it out, and it is what looks like a map.
Ooh, a map.
Yep. And it's like a little map of
Okay.
of an atoll.
Oh.
And I was going to actually give you the handout, but I didn't do that. So, okay.
So I'm going to quickly reassemble the bed, though, before somebody comes back, before carefully examining it.
All right. Sounds good. So you get all the balls put back into place, and now you have this map of the, it's labeled Moon Isle Atoll.
Moon Isle. Okay.
And there is a little handout here. Let me let me see if I can get that for you. But tell you what, I'll just show you on the map just so you can kind of see. So it's just like an atoll with like a larger grassy island piece, and then there's a label of a ship over here and something that says the Singing Cliffs, and it's not a lot of detail to it. It looks to be pretty like somebody was not artistic that made it.
Okay. Is there anything on it that would indicate to me where this is in relation to my current location?
Nothing on the map would indicate any sort of location.
Okay.
It would be extremely unlikely that you would have any idea where this is. However, we are all about making checks. So you could, in fact, so this would be, I mean, it's technically geography. So I guess that would be, well, I have geography under nature.
I see that. All right.
Now I'm kind of wondering if I should move that, but okay.
I think you should, but we'll go with it for now. That's a 16 on the die, so an 18.
Okay.
Which is, I'm sure, is useless for this particular.
Yeah, this is really specific, but an 18, you would know that there's no atolls anywhere in this region that you're aware of. There are no tropical islands or anything like that anywhere in this region. So it would probably be much farther north if it was tropical. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be tropical.
Okay.
Nothing near here that you are aware of.
Okay. Well, I will roll it back up and tuck it into my pack, and I will continue my search of the room.
Okay. All right. So you probably spend a good half hour on the bed getting it disassembled and reassembled and feel confident that is the only piece of bed information. So what do you want to look at next?
I will go to the nightstand.
Okay. The nightstand does not look that exciting. It has a small
Pitcher?
I was going to say storm lamp, like the lamps that you use on a ship. That's what they're called, right? Or they call something different on ships. Anyway, oil lamp. It's got a nice oil lamp there with a couple matches, and it is like half full of oil, so you could light it.
Okay.
And it's like bronze, like it's a nice,
Okay.
but slightly dented lamp.
Okay.
There's no drawers or anything on the nightstand. It's just
It's just a stand.
It's just a stand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will still like get down on the ground and look up underneath it.
All right. You do not find anything interesting on the nightstand.
Okay. Then I will move over. So it's the one by the door that has the water.
Yep. It's just
Okay.
a little water bowl. It's got some fresh water in there. First, you're rinsing your hands or splashing your face.
Okay. I will go look over there.
Okay.
I'll look at that.
All right. You examine that, and this is probably the only item in the room that doesn't look totally like it matches everything. Like you think this is probably something that was added maybe to accommodate this being a rented room.
Okay.
It does not look original to the decor, but there's fresh water there.
Are we talking about the wash basin or the furniture?
Both.
Okay, then I will just give it a cursory, and then I will move to the chest.
Okay. Yeah, it's a big, beautiful sea chest. It's got some that's kind of carved, and if you look fine, there's like some little like filigree on there, and you can kind of make out little symbols of ships and things. Like it's got a little nautical theme. Probably really expensive.
I admire the fine craftsmanship.
Okay. And that gives you the opportunity to admire the fact that it has a iron padlock on it.
That's locked?
That is locked. Yeah.
All right. Well, I break out my tools.
All right. It actually looks like you look at it and it looks to be pretty complex. Just your quick assessment. You're like, ooh.
Okay.
You have a sense it's going to be a tricky one.
I don't care. I'm going to attempt to open it anyway.
All right. So I will tell you now the way these mechanics work is that there's a difficulty and a complexity. Like some locks just have a complexity 1, which you only need 1 check. This has a multi-complexity, so you need to get some consecutive checks to actually get it opened. So you're going to have to make a couple checks successfully in order.
Okay.
All right. Hit me as you attempt to use your pick lock.
So I do have the skill on pick lock, and so I rolled 2 dice, and I got 15 on both of them.
Okay.
So that means I get to add them together, right? That's how that works. No.
No.
Oh.
You're rolling with bonus edge. You're very funny.
I thought that would. I was like, hey, let's introduce new mechanics.
Some new mechanics. You just add. It's like exploding dice. You just keep adding d20s.
Only if you roll the exact same number on them.
Oh, no.
No. Oh, okay.
I do have that. If you roll a 20, you can have a critical success.
Okay. Well, I didn't. I rolled 15.
It's kind of interesting as if you were to roll 2 20s. Would that be a ultra critical success?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
kind of fun.
So that's a 25.
Wow. Okay. So that would be your first success. And
Okay.
you have to roll again.
Oh, that's not as good. 16.
16 total?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That is not a success. So, so you kind of fiddle with it, and no, you didn't get it. So then you have to kind of start over. Yeah.
All right. I'm learning from my mistakes, so I'm confident. Okay. 18.
That does not get it.
Ah,
Yeah. You realize it's actually pretty difficult.
20.
All right. You feel a little tumbler click, and you're like, ha.
Okay. Trying again. 28.
Nice. Okay. So it is a DC, it's a difficulty 20, complexity 2 lock.
Okay.
So
You have to get 2 20s
Yeah.
in a row.
So it's actually a very difficult lock to open. And that takes you a little bit of time, but you have nothing but time, although your tummy probably rumbles because it's a little bit after lunch now. But with a click, a very satisfying click, you open it up.
Okay.
All right. And I assume you lift the heavy lid of the chest.
If I can make my strength check, yes.
So you lift it open, and at first glance, this large sea chest appears to be empty. However, you note, because looking down at the bottom, like there's nothing in the chest. But you notice at the top of the lid, which is now sort of resting against the bed,
Mm-hmm.
there is what appears to be, because there's like two eye hooks,
Yes.
and there's a bundled rope ladder with like tied off with a little piece of cord, which is attached at one end to these two eye hooks. And that is what is in the chest.
Okay, I untie it.
Okay. You it's just a simple little knot, and I mean, unless you're just holding it, you can just like drop it into the chest, and then it just like thunks at the bottom. It's still attached to the lid,
Okay.
and that is all.
Nothing interesting happens. There's no grand reveal.
There's no grand reveal.
All right. How heavy is this chest? Can I pull it away from the bed just a little bit?
Sure, you could pull it away.
Okay.
It's very heavy, but you could
Okay.
drag it.
I'm going to drag it away from the bed just so that the lid falls back a little bit more because I don't want it to accidentally close.
Okay.
And I climb into the chest.
Okay. I mean, you can stand in the chest. This chest is large enough if you wanted to you probably sit in it or crouch sideways or go fetal, whatever. But yeah, you could fully fit in this chest if you wanted to and hide easily.
Okay. So now I'm standing in the chest and I'm going to feel around to see if there's anything else different or unusual.
Okay. You examine as thoroughly and feel. I mean, go ahead and give me one more perception check.
17.
Okay. You spend a little time examining this, and there isn't anything here. There's not a false bottom that you can find or any hidden compartments. This is a stout sea chest with this rope ladder attached to the roof of it.
Can I unattach the rope ladder from the top of the chest?
You could. It's probably tied with a good nautical knot on each one.
Why would they have a rope tied to a chest?
There's a knock at the door.
I hastily step out of the chest and close it.
Okay.
Enter!
Mola comes in and says, "Oh, hi. I brought you, you didn't come down for lunch. I've brought you a small sandwich and some snacks, courtesy of Torm." And she's just looking at you standing awkwardly by the chest, which has moved. And she's like, just want to let you know that the hot water's ready. The spigot will let it pour down. It should be enough to fill your tub if you want.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Thank you very much. I'll take the tray. I'll give her another tip.
Oh, she smiles and let me know if you need anything else.
Certainly.
Any ghosts yet?
Not a ghost. I've been looking for him.
Okay. And she will kind of like glance nervously around the room, give you another smile, and then step out and close the door.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and eat.
Okay.
Because I am a little hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you have a little snack and you feel better. Probably sitting on the bed looking around this strange little room.
I'm not going to eat in the bed. I'm going to eat at the desk.
Okay.
Wow.
Savage.
Just because Jeannie is a snake doesn't mean that she has no sense, of propriety. Come on now.
All right.
Okay.
So while you're eating, you can like probably casually notice like there's the desk is also quite nice. It has a lot of different drawers, and there's a quill pen on the desk, and there's a couple folded maps here.
Okay.
And that's what you see.
Okay. So I will go ahead and look at all the maps on the desk, see if anything kind of fits with the atoll map that I found.
It does not. They actually, you kind of look, and It's like a regional map of Galtia, and then there's like a larger, uh, like map of some trading lanes. Um, and you kind of study it. It's not like super detailed, but while you're eating, you kind of look it over pretty carefully, and nothing here to indicate where this island might be.
Okay. I will rifle through all the drawers looking for anything else that might have been hidden, again, false bottoms, secret compartments.
Okay. There are numerous drawers of different shapes and sizes and cubby holes. Like this is actually kind of the more you kind of look at it, it is definitely odd. Just there's like half a dozen different drawers of different shapes, and a few of them have some books on sailing. There's like a book on like recognizing ships of the line, and you can see some different sketches of like Galtian ships and some ships from Catan. There's a book on navigation, the art of navigation, and there's some more like different types of sea charts that are sort of sketched out. But again, nothing that helps you out with that.
Well, I'm going to do an appraise check on those books.
Okay. Sure. Give me a check.
Oh, that's actually, sorry, I've got skill in that. So, oh, yes. So that is a 26.
They don't seem to be particularly old or valuable to you.
Oh, I was really hoping to pick up something for Vester.
I mean, he likes books, but sure. I mean, but no, they don't seem to be, at least based on anything you know, they don't seem to be particularly valuable.
Does one of them seem more interesting than the others?
I mean, that's subjective. Maybe the ship identification book.
Okay. I'm gonna place the ship identification book aside. I'm gonna offer to purchase that and take it back to Vester.
Oh, okay. What else do you want to do with the desk?
I mean, so I've looked in all of the compartments that I can find.
Give me a perception check.
13 plus 21.
Okay. 21. That's good. With the 21, once you kind of studied a bit more, you do find a small hidden compartment, but it's like to the right of a drawer, and it's like a 1-inch sort of square, which just looked like decor, but you ended up pushing it, and it clicked and then slid out, and inside this little compartment was a small iron key.
Ooh, I like keys.
And with that, I'm assuming at this point you have some experience looking for hidden things, and you think that this might be one of those desks where there probably are some hidden compartments that rely on finding other compartments, like a puzzle desk.
Yes, great. Okay, so now I have this key. Now I begin the search for the keyhole.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So then you have to find the keyhole. So you have to make another perception check.
Okay. Okay, that's a good roll. So that's a 17 plus 8 is 25.
Nice. Okay. So you've learned 2 things already. This is a puzzle desk. And much like that chest, it's like fine craftsmanship. And also, holy crap, this is difficult because it was a DC 25 to find that where that key goes.
Oh.
Yeah, like you realize like who made this thing? This is really, really elaborate. But
that's insane. Okay.
But you do find the keyhole, which you turn it in, and you hear a little click, and another small drawer opens, like a 2x3-inch drawer on the side, like kind of clicks and pops and slides out.
Okay. I go and I check that drawer.
Okay. Inside that drawer, there's nothing physically in it, but you fill around and you find a small
button,
a small dial.
A dial. Okay.
Yeah, that you have to, presumably turn.
Okay.
So your interest is no doubt piqued.
I'm also a little scared because I'm like, is one of these things going to like trigger a trap?
I mean, that is entirely possible.
Like if I turn something the wrong way.
I mean, you can make a detect traps. Otherwise, for this, you can use to kind of like figure the dial out. You can use a disarm trap or pick lock.
So I guess, I mean, it's the same for.
Oh yeah, both.
For both, yeah. So
subterfuge check.
All right, I rolled a 17, so 27.
Wow. Okay. You fiddle with the dial and you realize that there is like a certain combination to it. And listening very, very carefully and turning it very carefully, you find the spot where it clicks again and releases another hidden door.
Okay.
Okay, so you found the key, did the dial, and now you have a third hidden door that opens up. Okay, so inside this other tiny little pop-out drawer is another key-like object. It's almost like a little metal rod.
Okay.
It's about 6 inches long, but it's like just barely thicker than like a heavy gauge wire. So it's like pretty flimsy. It's got a tiny little hook on it, and a little handle at one end. So it's almost like a pick lock, really, but it looks like you could probably fit it into some place to depress something or pull something. Yet another hidden thing. So you have to find out where this little rod goes into.
All right. So now I'm looking for a hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which, because the elaborate nature of this, this is pretty difficult to find. You can take your time.
I will take my time.
Yeah. So you can roll with a bonus edge, assuming you have the object, you have an idea of what you're looking for, and you've got all afternoon.
Okay. Okay, so that was a 15 with the bonus edge.
Okay.
So that is a 23.
All right. So that you still haven't found it.
Ugh. Okay.
I know. So yeah, you've spent a good half hour on this thing already, but you can continue looking if you so choose.
I'm glad I ate before this.
You can see why perhaps nobody solved this.
Well, I can see why nobody realized it was a puzzle in the first place. Same thing. It's a 23 again.
Okay. You keep finding little spots where it almost fits into, but not quite.
Okay. So now I've been doing this for an hour.
Probably so, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do it again. Nope. I'm getting worse because that's a 19.
All right.
I'm like sectioning off. I'm like, I've thoroughly covered this area. I know I don't need to look here anymore.
Okay.
So the DC is going down as I'm eliminating areas.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So hour number 2 of looking for a hole. Nope. That is a 21.
Okay. You, I am actually going to make, because the longer you spend and as you section it off, I will actually make it slightly easier with every near success you're getting. So that was very close. But go ahead and give me one more roll. And I'm not going to tick off a whole hour for every roll. So we'll just.
There we go. That's a 19. So that is a 27.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. This was meant to be extremely difficult. And you are uniquely qualified. But you do find the little hole that this tiny little rod slips into. You keep thinking that's going to be another disappointment. And then slides all the way in. And then you can actually once the little, it actually goes flush, and the little handle on this thing actually then, you can use it to turn, and you gently turn and you hear another little click, and yet one more drawer opens up on the left side of this desk.
Okay. And what's in this drawer?
Inside the drawer, because it's a very thin drawer, but it's kind of deep. And as you open it up, there is a dagger in there.
Oh, not what I was expecting.
No?
No.
I really didn't think you were going to successfully open this. Okay. So, examining the dagger, it is an unusual looking blade. It has the blade itself is like almost like Chris shaped, like sort of like a wavy blade.
Yes.
And at this point, the room itself has some windows, and this is bright light. I don't know, you probably open the shades and get enough light in here. But as you kind of pull it out, open that drawer, it's dim in the drawer. The dagger does have a light, like a faint green glow to it.
Oh.
Yeah. The handle is carved out of ivory and sort of has the likeness of it's almost well-shaped, and with the steel tail fluke serving as the cross piece. And then the whale's mouth is actually slightly open and is holding the pommel of the dagger is holding a large pearl.
Okay.
Yeah. So looking at it, it's like it's very beautiful. If not, I don't know if you'd find it kind of creepy in a way, but it's very, very beautiful and ornately crafted and clearly valuable. Obviously, both to the person who spent a lot of time hiding it in this desk.
Yes.
But just you're guessing that this is probably magical.
Yes.
It does not take does not take a genius to recognize this as something unique, valuable, and maybe dangerous.
All right. Well, I guess that was worth it, because now I have this really amazing dagger that I put into my bag.
All right.
And I close up all the secret drawers.
Whew. Putting it all back where you resetting it all?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You do so.
Oh, wait, before I do that, there's paper and a quill on the desk?
Yes.
I will leave a note where the dagger was that says, "Thank you," and put that in there.
Nice. Okay. Then you feel thoroughly exhaustively evaluated the desk and the sea chest and the bed.
Yes.
It's like mid-afternoon now. You've been here,
A few hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to go take a bath.
All right.
That was hard work, man.
That was very hard work. Good job. Okay, then.
Is the water still hot when I turn it on?
It is, yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
So you go in there and check out the copper tub, and you pull the spigot. There's a pipe that runs up through the ceiling. They must have a cistern or something that they're heating.
Nice.
Yeah, this is pretty fancy. And you watch it fill as you, I guess, presumably get undressed and get ready to take a nice bath.
There's soap nearby?
Yep. There's some soaps and things to clean your hair and a scrub brush. Give me a... No, you just notice it. So you watch and then get the bath all nice and filled up and get ready to get in. And you note that there's a little piece of seaweed floating on the surface of the water.
Okay. Well, that's not going to shock me terribly, since Mola's the maid. Yeah, told me that she found the fish and seawater in the tub.
Right.
I guess I'm surprised that they didn't get it all.
You think they must have cleaned it, but yeah.
I'm still going to get in.
That's fine. The water is quite hot, and you slip carefully into the warm bath and sink in. And you haven't had a hot bath in probably quite a long time.
No, that's why I was excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah.
All right. Then you can enjoy a long, hot, relaxing bath, contemplating your successes for this afternoon. You think you still have a few more things to figure out in this room.
Yes.
And it's still a question of like the nature of whatever ghost, but you gather the ghosts only come out at night.
Well, and I also have some other things to do outside of this room, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you enjoy your bath, and we're going to have to pick up with you fully refreshed after it.
Oh, good. Okay. I was really afraid that I was going to be attacked in the bathtub. So, whew. All right.
No, it's almost like it's almost like a little escape room with all these puzzles.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Very difficult puzzles.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for trying this room out. We'll see if you can escape next week.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our show and want more, please leave us a rating and review on whichever platform you use. And of course, feel free to share us on social media. We'll be back next week with more adventures in the World of Tellus. To tide you over, you can read more about the cast, characters, and the World of Tellus at AdventuresEdgeRPG.com.